My name is Jimena, and today we're going to be learning about a key aspect in the English grammar, the indirect object. First, what is the indirect object? The indirect object is the person or the thing to whom and for whom the action of the verb is being done. To find it, instead of asking what, ask to whom the action is being directed and for whom something is being done. Barbara Dykes defines it in her book Grammar for Everyone as, it is the person or thing to whom or for whom the action of the verb takes place. That is, the person or thing affected by that action. Now, let's break it down with an example. Example number 1. Joe passed me a note. Ask, what did Joe pass? A note. That is a direct object. Now ask, to whom did he pass it? Me. That is the indirect object. Example number 2. I sent him a reply. Now ask, what did I send? A reply. That is the direct object. Now ask, to whom? Him. That is the indirect object. Example number 3. Miss Clover gave the class detention. What did she give? Detention. That is a direct object. Now ask, to whom? The class. That is the indirect object. Example number 4. She baked a cake for her friend. Ask, what did she do? She baked a cake. That is the direct object. To whom? Her friend. That is the indirect object. Number 1. Find the verb. Number 2. Ask what. That will give you the direct object. And number 3. Ask to whom or for whom, and that will give you the indirect object. Now, it is important to know and remember that the indirect object usually comes before the direct object if there's no preposition. For example, I sent him a reply. Him comes before reply because there's no preposition. But we can also say, I sent a reply to him. To being the... Now, things we need to be aware of when using and identifying the indirect object. Number 1, we need to watch out for prepositions. You can use to or for to introduce the indirect object, especially when it comes after the direct object. For example, he bought a sandwich for her. And I wrote a letter to my cousin. 2. Not every sentence has an indirect object because some verbs just don't take an indirect object. For example, she eats an apple. There is no one receiving anything here, so no indirect object. Number 3. Use pronouns carefully. When using pronouns as the indirect object, you need to make sure that they are in their objective case. For example, you have to say, she gave him a book and not she gave he a book. Now, let's quickly review. The indirect object is the thing or person being affected by the action. To find it, you need to ask yourself to whom and for whom. And remember, the indirect object always comes before the direct object if there's no preposition. Thanks for watching. I really hope that this video helped you understand what the indirect object is and how to use it. Remember that if you need more help, my video is always gonna be here and you can go back to it. Bye!